Hello and welcome to AntipoDnD, a show in which David forgets to do the things he was planning on doing just before the show started. So if I seem distracted, it's because I'm not a professional. No,
We were talking
we
about
play.
Muppets, it's fine.
Yeah, we were talking about Muppets. It has that effect on people. This is actually a show where a bunch of Australians play Dungeons and Dragons. I am David. I am the Dungeon Master. I am joined as ever by Kynwyn, Doug, April, and Zindy. They are my players who I put through this. Before we get into it, small announcement. I've mentioned a friend of the show, Ben, before. A friend of Ben and someone that a couple of us in the show know, a gentleman called Peter, died recently, very tragic circumstances. So if you're at all able to support the family, I'm going to put a link in the description for this video down below, which you should be able to see. So yeah, that would be a great way to show your support for them as well as us. And we will now move on to back to the show proper. So last week, our heroes, while exploring the Feywild, well, a number of things happened, but to boil it down, Vitericus got a god sucked out of him and transplanted into a shiny new body. There was some arguments between gods and some arguments with gods, and the conclusion was made that Dasha Undreg, the mote of the god that had been within Vitericus, now in the body of a dark elf, a drow child, would be best cared for back in the orphanage of Common Ground in Providence. So, after a bit of an argument with Engadon, who was not pleased about that, and Fainothwin, who was not entirely content with the situation, but seems to have eventually just washed his hands of it all, Nessid Clathy, god of beauty and flight and birds, agreed to wait for our heroes at the Tree of Rathcrunan, where they will return once they just attend to the small business of investigating the city in the clouds, also known as the Metal City. So our heroes proceeded to the Metal City, where they were dropped off at the outskirts of this stretch of Feywild forest, which has been somehow turned into metal, along the same kind of metal as the city itself. And our heroes have just been investigating what could be the cause of this. And our cleric, Morzod, has cast tongues and used it to identify a series of recorded messages being played out across this city, which speak of strange things such as reactors being offline. And
It called it and not called us enormous.
And could someone please report to the Factotum Prime? And so that is where we pick up. Quick mention that we are doing some slight retconning. Doug reminded me, and I finally got around to statting the masks of the Tarthians, which our heroes have been carrying around with them. So, Doug, which one did you decide to wear?
Well, because I'm the one who burnt it off her face, I am laying claim to the half-melted mask of Cova Fen.
Holding that on if it's like all melty and stuff. Can you see through it? Like, has it got eye holes anymore?
You can still see through it.
We ripped it pretty hard.
It just dripped.
Yeah, I'd like to think it's a bit drippy. Maybe, yeah, anyway.
It's got the drip. We love it.
I was about to say, check out that drip. It's made of gold and everything. Gucci.
And I may have like jury-rigged a leather strap or something for it to hang. Because I mean, surely the leather didn't get hot.
Well, I mean,
red hot at least.
No,
I did.
It was might have been charred a bit.
Smells
so
like
I've got that one.
Tarthian.
Which gives me a golden whip that I can use 3 times a day, which is fun.
Mm.
But if you're tied up by a man with it, you're powerless?
Yeah, I can speak only truth, right?
This is not
Probably
true.
not great. And Aussie, you grabbed one of the masks as well, right?
Yes, horror Mac. Horror Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Horror Mac.
Hermit.
Hermerk.
That guy.
Harry. You got Harry's mask.
I thought the other
dear.
guy was Gary. What was
Look.
his name? Demoradon or whatever?
No, it
Garum?
was Graham.
Graham.
Yeah.
He
And
didn't have a mask, did he?
it was Graham, and David hated that we did that to him.
I
This
just keep
is
thinking of the gardener dude, Graham, what's his face, in like the blue button-down shirt.
yeah.
He's just like,
yeah.
this is just
So
the
what
eternal
was his
curse
name?
of Dungeon Masters. Whatever name you come up with, your players will find a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
How could this be a podcast where Australians play D&D if we didn't give people stupid nicknames?
That's
That is
very
true.
true.
That is true.
yes, love that guy.
I was gonna say it'd be either Gaza or Gazo for everyone.
Yep.
So we're at the Metal City.
Yeah, you're at the Metal City.
And the arrow did not become metal when we
It
threw it
did
at
not.
the metal.
Yes,
No.
the arrow did not immediately transform into metal. And I seem to recall Dagmar shouted out, "Hello."
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The echoing hello was
Yes.
where we freeze
Left off.
framed and went to the fly me to the moon part of the back.
Yeah. So you pause, and there is currently no response. One of the recorded messages plays again, but it is a message that you've heard already.
Dagmar's going to set a cautious toe onto the metal grass.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, careful. Is it pointy or does it bend? Find out.
Ballsy.
I mean,
Um,
this is the science experiment,
yeah.
right?
Give me a reflex saving throw with advantage because you said cautious.
She's learning to pick her words. Reflex saving, is that dexterity?
That's dexterity,
I
yeah.
did it again. I even wrote
Pathfinder.
Are
down
you
dexterity.
pathfinding?
I'm just not reading my own notes.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
There it is.
Let's
Okay.
go.
So you can feel free to add any flips or whatever.
That is your job. But as you start to put your foot down, you realize just the slightest bit of pressure going down. You realize, oh yeah, this is solid metal in the shape of grass. It is very pointy. If you were to put your full weight on it, that could very well do you some damage.
Right.
But you realize that so quickly that you're able to immediately take your foot off, and even your what does Dagmar wear on her feet anyway?
Oh, she's got good boots, little pirate style
Cool.
fold over boots.
And even your boots take no damage whatsoever.
Nice. And I'm just gonna do a little spin for flair.
How was
Alright.
it? Was it pointy?
That is that is a lawn made of needles.
Don't they call it a blade of grass? Yeah.
That's so
That's
funny.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so do not step on the lawn of knives.
Right. Well, that's a problem.
That is, yeah.
You do
Well,
that
you
thing
can
where
fly.
you shuffle your feet forwards and kick everything out your way.
They seem so sharp that they'll probably slice you as you're shuffling into them, right?
Is just the blades and like leaves and trees metal, or is like the actual dirt and ground becoming metal too?
It looks to you like the dirt and the ground is also metal.
Yowza.
Right.
Like
Well, I'm
individual,
not-
grains,
Pieces.
particles of dust and dirt have been sort of fused together as this whatever it is spreads out from the
At least it solidifies.
from the structures
breathe
in
that
front
in.
of you.
Shit. Well, I'm not a transmutation wizard, so
I mean, maybe you can fly over it.
I could absolutely fly over it. I don't know what the rest of you were gonna do though.
I'm going to
Watch you fly.
move you all
Ooh.
over to the map
Ooh, we
so you
got a
can
map.
see where you are.
Oh boy, it's a grid. I love grids.
The big grid.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that is a big grid.
Yeah,
Holy
you
crap.
because
Cool.
you saw the city from the air. It's all the general structures are all revealed to you.
There's a giant E over there.
Yeah, there's a giant E.
Has it got like Muppet eyes on it? Is it looking at us?
No. It is purely for reference sake, so that I can remember what's in that room.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I see the E now. I was thinking that big building looks like the letter E.
No. There's actually an E.
It's actually an E on there.
And you are all tiny little figures at the bottom right of the map.
Yeah, we are.
So,
Small.
I feel so small and insignificant.
It's a very long way to jump, so we can't do that.
Yeah, that's a long ass way.
That darkened area is the metallized surface. The ground beyond it is also metal, but it looks flat, smooth, and fabricated, constructed, as though it's actually plates of metal rather than stuff that has been turned into metal.
Oh, bits of tiles.
Well,
got a big ass shield. At least he could sort of paddle boat his way across the.
Shield surfing.
It could work.
I mean,
any idea is as good as it. Look, I just don't know how to get the rest of you across. I could
Yeah,
make
it's
two
two of
people
you.
fly, and I could dimension door the rest of you across. But
I mean, is that not all of us? There's 4 of us.
how else would you do it?
well, it's 2 dimension doors either way. So
Oh right,
Fitty?
yeah.
Fitty, do you reckon that stuff melts?
I don't know if I want you to heat metal the entire forest.
Maybe. That's possibly a thing that could happen.
I mean, it could be a disaster, but I'm just,
I don't doubt your grand power, but how much do you think you could actually heat at once?
Well,
that is a question. Have you ever tried?
I would probably doubt my grand power at this point, Aussie.
Oh yeah, he
Okay.
doesn't have any.
Important to come to terms with it.
I go to summon Mage Hand, and nothing appears.
Oh no.
Oh,
Was he using the shades for the heating things?
I use the shades for everything, Morzod. I think
Right.
about the only thing I can cast at the moment without them is Nirik's Major Spectacle, and that's only because he taught me how to do it.
Oh, well, that one's really
Maybe.
pretty. You should be
Maybe.
very
it's crazy,
proud.
crazy spell. Yeah, I don't know how to do that one, so better than me.
Fanciest, but yeah, no, that's a good point.
I don't think that'll get us across a
No, it's a
sea of
bloody,
knives.
the bloody
can
long
get us-
way.
I can get us across. I can do it.
Cool. Okay.
I
let's do it.
know you've done flying before, but how's you planning to do this?
Dimension door and fly.
Huh.
Unless anyone else has a better idea.
I have none.
Fantastic.
Well, I mean, if you got it on control.
All right, who wants to fly? Who's coming with me to the door?
I have flown before, so I would like to try the door. Please.
All right, I can make 2 of you fly. So, the Terracus and Morzord it is, I suppose.
Wonderful.
Right, flying. I mean, we did it with them pixie dust or whatevs.
Ossie's going to ask Glow for a feather.
Oh,
That would point out of her this time.
yeah.
Slight.
Glow is going to give you one hell of a glare, and you get the impression. You get the impression she's thinking, "What happened to the last one you pulled out?"
I used it. I
Um,
need spell components. The fairy winds didn't have feathers, otherwise I would have taken one.
Glow,
Preen one out.
Glow knows that the feather is not used, is not consumed by the spell, and is still just glaring at you.
Maybe I dropped it. I'm sorry.
And he did nearly jump in a blood lake.
We had a lot going on.
I nearly jumped into a blood lake. I nearly fell off the back of the fairy with it.
Do any of you have feathers visible on you? Any of your outfits or anything?
Oh yeah,
I bet
Dax
Ossie
has one
still
on her
has some
hat.
braided into his
Okay.
head,
At least one on the hat.
Yeah, Glow.
It has to be a wing feather specifically.
Glow is going to fly over and land on Dagmar's hat and look down very pointedly.
Just do the birdie yanking them out thing.
Oh, Brilliant. I can take some eyelashes while I'm at it. Good job, Leo.
Christ.
He's gonna...
Oh, he is such a distressed parrot, and I can't get over that.
Yeah, he's plucking. It's not healthy. Right. Dagmar, I need this.
Which one are you grabbing as you say such a thing?
Feather. I think he's just taking it. I don't think he's asking.
Right. Okay.
Right. 4th level fly on Vetericus and Morzord. And it lasts for 10 minutes. Lasts for 10 minutes, so, have fun.
Wonderful.
Just don't plummet onto the spikes.
Yeah, that would be a bad idea. What's the what kind of clip does this fly go at, DM?
I think it's just your war cue.
Yeah, that would be in the spell description.
Oh, sorry. Flying speed of 60 feet, so you go a little bit faster.
That's fast.
Little
Yeah.
Zoom. Morzord missile. I cast Morzord missile at the city.
So yeah, you both now have the ability to fly after he touches you both with the feather.
Right. Cool.
Wonderful. I'll see you on the other side.
Right. Come on, Dagmar.
Okay.
Morzord does Superman a bit, because you gotta.
Dimension door to wherever. Well, he's going to see where these guys land first, and he'll dimension door over there. I'll dimension door where you land. Tell me it's safe.
Cool.
Right.
So,
Hopefully it is
Good plan.
please move yourselves over.
God, which one's me? I gotta zoom in.
As I
Jesus
get
Christ.
to one of the trees or something that isn't bladed, I'm just gonna touch it briefly and see what's doing with it.
Okay. It feels like cold metal. Kindwin, do you need us to move your token for you when the time comes?
Be right.
It's okay. Yeah, don't hurt your back.
Zoom.
So just tell us what you need us to do.
It's okay. It's not wrecked. It's just sore wrecked.
Okay.
Once again, one of the AntipoDnDs is wrecked by their spine.
Yeah.
How many
This one's
feet?
actually my shitty muscles. The spine is fine.
Okay. You'll get him fixed.
Yeah.
How far was that?
95?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
so
fine.
Oh yeah. Dimension
Child's play.
dimension doors up to 500 feet, I think. So
Yeah.
no
Good.
problem.
We good.
So how tall is this? The stuff that we're next to here?
Okay. So in front of you, Morzod, there is this massive pyramid, which is quite tall. The other buildings are all about what did I say? 8 meters tall. So whatever that translates to in feet.
Big.
Yeah. So can I, while we're presumably waiting for the dimension door, kind of float around and perceive the buildings?
Yeah. As you're if you're up in the air, you can see that these buildings are how would I go about? I think I'm just going to turn off
Well, yeah, I was thinking flight exploring a little bit.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
quick
I'm just gonna turn off token vision, I think. So you should now just be able to see the whole map.
Hey.
Okay, cool.
Because I've not actually placed monsters inside these things, so it's not like I'm showing you
of course
things.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
not yet.
so we can see into interior in E, but the rest of them are still enclosed. Cool.
I think Orsie's gonna dimension door over with Dagmar.
Okay. But
is the ground safe? Have we discovered that it's safe, or
Yeah,
have
I'll
we
touch
turned into
down
metal?
outside F and make sure that the ground is not going to eat me.
yeah, the ground is completely smooth and flat. As you touch down,
Okay.
there is a sound like buzzing locusts or something like that, as dozens, hundreds, thousands of tiny metal blocks swarm around from either side of this building. And as you're watching, Vetericus, these blocks start to coalesce into shapes, like they're quickly assembling into
Oh
which
my god, they're the
essentially
yellow devil from Mega Man. We're in trouble.
it's essentially like a sort of a diamond-shaped primitive, and as these blocks come together, they start to smooth out to create a smooth surface. And
Good.
essentially what you end up seeing... Oh, I don't have the window open. I shall be with you momentarily. I'm going to drop this just in the chat channel and also in... also in
Oh,
our
yeah.
This is
video
the angel
feed.
Hey.
from Evangelion. Oh, it is the angel from Evangelion. Good,
Yeah.
good.
Loving it.
I already made an Evangelion joke.
So pointy.
Now what do I
So
do?
many.
So these things form.
I shall make
and
a Sims joke. It looks like
Same
the
here.
token from The
Perfect.
Sims.
Oh man, they call
Oh,
it a
yeah.
plumb bob, don't they?
They
In The
do.
Sims? They
It's an
do.
evil plum bob.
And
Please continue, DM.
at this point, I'm going to have to drop everybody into combat.
Yes, let's go.
Every fucking time. I was like, oh, don't split the party. But no, I did it anyway. Fuck's sake.
Hey, I rolled all right. That must have been like a 19 for initiative.
Oh, my mouse.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, I accidentally put you all into combat and then took you all out again.
Reroll it is then.
Yep, you should be back in again.
Mozart in, you put the Mozart out.
Glow's just got
Ooh.
21. Jesus.
Significantly less good that time. I went from a 19 to a 9.
Oh,
Oof.
Christ.
Oh,
I don't remember how. Oh, there it is.
Vitericus, you can manually enter your original number in if you want.
Oh no, I'm happy with a 9.
Okay.
I've rolled it. The DM has spoken.
No, the dice is.
The dice is
Yeah.
broken.
It's true. Both have spoken.
Okay. So Dagmar, with your eagle eyes, you can see that these things appear to be moving menacingly towards your comrades on the far side of the, the sea of metal blades. That's a really good
Does look
name.
Really
Mm.
cool.
It is.
Platonic solid menace.
Metal blades, yeah, it's sick.
And it is actually really, really convenient that Orsi and Dagmar have the same initiative.
Yeah.
So
Isn't that
I think I'll
great?
just say, Orsi, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Can I dimension door, please, Dungeon Master?
Yes, go ahead. Dagmar, are you willing to be dimension doored with Orsi?
Dagmar will put up no resistance if Orsi grabs her by the collar and yanks her through a door.
Gonna Beetlejuice the door open. And just
That's
shove it
friendship.
Yeah.
through. Really manhandle Dagmar.
Okay, please
That's-
position yourselves wherever you dimension door to.
Oh, is there somewhere that Dagmar would like to be? Like, would she want to point out like a vantage point or something that she would like to be on? Or see something?
This feels like a good spot.
You go where you
good-
want to go, and we'll say
yeah.
we go there.
I can add that except for the pyramid, the other buildings have flat roofs
Huh.
that you could
If
perch
you
on.
want to go on a roof, we can go on a
Oh,
roof.
I'd love to be on a roof.
We do have to get off the roof afterwards, so I don't know how high they are. 8
Oh yeah, how high are they?
meters.
8 feet.
8 meters is
8
26
meters.
feet.
Oh,
Okay,
Okay,
we'll say
maybe-
25 feet for maths.
You said they were 8.
8 meters.
No, 8 meters.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, look, Lan. Let's not go quite that far. Let's just
Okay,
go
okay.
to the shore of the sea of metal
Okay.
blades.
Come on, Glow.
Whatever.
Cool.
Glow's with us. She's gonna fly over.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Dagmar's gonna step out of the dimension door and unshoulder her bow,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
we're
and that
gonna
was with
try.
the mask, by the way.
Smithers, shush. Yeah, I'm going to. Ooh, what do we think metal is vulnerable to?
Probably fire.
Or acid? Does acid chew through metal?
Depends
That's
on
not a
how
bad
strong
call.
D&D acid is.
Yeah.
Vinegar, for all we know.
Ate my chainmail.
Well, yeah. Okay. Let's
Goody.
That was
say.
ooze. That was
Let's
ooze.
say leave naught as I unshoulder the bow, draw it back, and ping off an acid arrow at this friend.
Mm-hmm.
And let's hope that any of that looks cool and hits. Hey, 22. Does that hit?
Oh, that's
Ominous-
it missed silence.
Ominous pause.
Sorry, I'm just
And a nod, sir.
having interface issues.
Ah,
You are fine. Okay. Your roll sounded high. What was that again?
22.
That is high. Yes, that hits.
Yeah. Cool.
This is
All
going
right.
to be payback for like the Terracus's nonsense.
You can take a whopping 8 points of acid damage.
Okay. Yeah, as this acid hits, it burns and sizzles away as some of these blocks just, melt away from the side of this thing, leaving a little gap. And you think the acid might have been even more effective against these metal things.
There you go.
We love
Swear.
acid.
Nice choice. Keep me dropping.
Is there
Yes, we're reverse sliming.
Is there anything else on your turn, Dagmar? You can still move or take a bonus action. And take a bonus action. Or
I
that was...
think she's gonna stay right where she is and see
Or
how the
stand.
situation unfolds.
Okay.
Or stand next to me. That's great. Does Orsi still have movement? He'd like to not stand next to Dagmar.
Yeah, because Dimension Door isn't a... It's not a move
It's
action
not
to
a
go
movement,
through
that's
it. No.
just a spell.
Yeah, you've got your movement.
Radical. Whoa. 5, 10. Nope. I didn't need to go up a thing. I'll go there. 15 feet away.
Okay.
Glow's just doing a holding pattern.
Okay. So it is now the turn of the assemblage that was just damaged.
Loves it.
Very scary name.
And it is, aside from the buzzing of the metal blocks as they form into place, it is otherwise completely silent. It's not making any cute little robot noises or anything like that.
Thank you for
Right.
specifying.
And
In
It's
case
important.
we get attached to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Vatericus.
Making BB-8 noises, we
I
are
know.
so
Yeah, it's-
boned.
I get it, yeah.
Vatericus, can you give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
24?
Wow.
Oof.
Okay.
Nice.
The sides of this thing almost seem to liquefy as they turn into these tendrils that shoot out towards you and try to wrap around you. But probably helped by the fact that you're able to fly at the moment. You're able to avoid them all when they retract and snap back into it, almost like elastic bands. And you are not grappled by the assemblage.
It's a lovely change.
And it is going to hover around to there. So it is floating just a couple of feet above the metal floor. Is Glow going to sit this out?
Yeah, she ain't playing.
Cool. Morzod.
Well, gee, I don't know, because Mozart is very much in a state of don't like that, and I'm not sure what he'd do.
What does Morzod do to things he doesn't like?
Well, I mean, he usually hits them, but he kind of learnt a lesson at the start of this arc.
Mm.
If he especially doesn't like something, maybe not hit it with the skillet. So I think.
As Morzod is thinking, there is currently another of these recorded messages being played out, which Morzod understands because Assumed Tongues is still active.
Yeah, it goes for a while.
Hmm.
And he stuck his finger in his ear. It helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got an hour on Tongues. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Spell. Good spell.
That's interesting. Sacred Flame is radiant, not fire. I
Yeah,
guess that makes sense.
Holy damage.
Word of Radiance.
Guiding Bolt's always a strong choice.
Yeah, look, I was thinking he'd probably test the waters with a guiding bolt. That was what I was thinking. So I guess I'll do one of those. I'm just gonna drop a first level one on it though and see what it does.
Mm-hmm.
So oh yeah, +8 to hit. Is that? Oh God, I forget every time. That's a natty one. So like,
Ooh.
yeah, for a total of 9, I do not think that hits. This thing is too polished.
Yeah. It goes. Which one were you targeting?
The near one to Morzod.
Okay. Yeah, it goes wide, and there's just this burst of white, radiant flame against the side of the building here, and nothing happens.
Yep. Very shiny.
Going to move? Going to bonus?
What is in my bonus, actually? As I said, I forget every time. I'm really bad at this.
Your chair is a bonus action, right?
Not to summon.
Action to cast.
No,
Yeah.
it's action to cast, and then it's bonus to hit things with it. And I can do a Shield of Faith as a bonus, which is +2 to AC. I don't know how long it goes for. 10 minutes. Concentration spell though. I don't know.
So you'd
probably
use
not-
tongues, right?
Not. I don't know how that works at all. I was just
Is it
thinking of some.
concentration too?
Yeah, if
Oh, no,
it's
it's
another
not.
concentration.
There you
Oh, it's not. So it'd be fine.
It's not
Yeah.
okay. Because I was thinking I'd probably pop that on Biddy. Shield of Faith.
Yeah, that seems.
Yeah. You know what? I will do that. I will do that.
Cool.
Protect the soft magicless boy.
So
Yeah.
it's temporary +2 to your armor class, Vitty.
Hey, you're up here with me now with big fat 15, right?
It is a 15. Look at that.
Yeah,
Oh my
I know.
God,
I know
you
my
were
boy's AC.
12?
Yep. A biotic
13.
god.
It's only
13.
+2, so...
Yeah. Cool.
Gotta get you some braces, man.
I don't know. Normally I'm just at the back hurling insults at people and making their ears bleed. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Today, though,
Generally.
today's going to be a little bit different.
Today's gonna be a little bit different, but at least you're a little bit crunchier now.
Today we're being Vatericus the human boy. If we're gonna do
Speaking
it
of
our
which,
best.
I believe it is Vatericus's turn now.
Yeah, Vatericus Humanman.
Human.
I think I'm going to run past Morzod, drawing my Flame Tongue Rapier, and speaking the activation word Igni into it to burst it into flames. And as I shoot past, remembering Morzod's guiding bolt, I'll give him a slight slap on the shoulder and give him a next time, champ, and kick you a bardic inspiration on the way through.
Hot.
So you get a D8 to add to whatever you want for the next 10 minutes.
Nice.
And then I'm going to hit this thing with my sword. I have driven closer. I wish to hit it with my sword.
Go ahead.
Is that flame sword? Which one's that?
It is the flame sword. Let's go.
Oh.
+5 to hit, which
Nice.
is not great, but
I want to
rolled
know.
a 7 for a total of 12.
I want to know what part of it you have to speak Igni into. Like, do you turn it upside down and use it like you use the hilt like a mic, or is there like a gem in the
I don't think I figured it out. I think I just scream it at it, and wherever the mic pickup is, I
Yeah.
hit it.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that little microphone you got with the GameCube. Playing Mario Party with it. Yeah.
A 12 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Well, attack goes wide.
Yeah, you stab wildly at one of the clouds going around the assemblage and do no damage. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's it. I have used my stuff.
Okay, so the assemblage that you just attacked. Okay, I am going to need dexterity saving throws from Vatericus and Morzod, please.
See here, dex saving throw.
That's a 10. Lightning does not strike twice.
That is also a 10.
Hey.
Yes, it does.
What's the fix to different?
You can add bardic to that if you want.
You know what? I think I will.
Yep.
So how do I add a D8?
So yeah, just roll a D8 and add that, and then it's gone for the that's your inspiration die gone.
Yep, that's
For
cool.
me?
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, got an extra 2, so that brings me up to 12. Just probably not enough.
Sadly, no. You still both fail.
Right, ripperoni.
So more of these tendrils
God,
liquefy out the
bees!
side of it, but instead of trying to grab you, they just swing around like a whippersnapper.
Oh,
And
That's
you
rough.
both take a total of 9 points of slashing damage.
Oh, flash it.
And because you failed, you are both knocked prone. So you are down on the ground.
Ripperoni.
That is its turn. Back to the top. Dagmar.
hey. Having seen that delightful display, Dagmar's gonna kind of run in this sort of direction. So, 1, 2.
Oh, is that an attack of opportunity if you poke
Oh
past
shit!
that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably is.
choose your path.
Yeah.
Dagmar.
Don't you like rogue away from that anyway?
I
Bonus
do
action
get
disengage if you want, right?
uncanny dodges when an attacker that I can see hits me with an attack. I can use my reaction to halve the attack's damage against me.
You've got, if that's where you're going, you've got plenty of room to move around it.
Yeah, go around.
Okay, yeah.
So
Yeah.
waste stuff, yeah.
Cool. That was just me
Yep, that's fine.
trying to get the arrows in that direction. All right. Well, I'm over here. And I'm gonna aim for this sucker on the other side next to Viddy.
Oh, good. So,
How many spaces did you move?
total of 25 feet.
That's how fast I walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
So with advantage, because it is in melee with an ally of yours, even if that ally is currently on the ground.
Hooray, I'm helping.
You're always helping.
Okay.
It's 26 to
Oh,
hit.
wow. That
Wow.
hits.
And I get sneakies on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So,
Okay, so that's 8 plus 15
Oh my
oof,
god. I was
of
joking.
acid
Damn.
damage.
that is a lot of damage, especially when it's doubled.
She's not
Because-
even a cannon. She's just a howitzer.
Yeah, so that's 23 up to 46 points of damage this thing takes.
Jesus.
I'm not having a good day.
And so,
Dead.
yeah, blocks, it's... Let me think. How many of you have seen Q-Who, the episode of Star Trek The Next Generation?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Not
No.
that I can recall immediately.
Okay, it's
Star
when
Trek.
the Enterprise uses its phases on the first Borg cube ever seen in the history of Star Trek, and actually
What is a Borg
just
cube?
eats a chunk out of it away. There's just this great big gaping hole where the phaser is just cut a hole in it.
Nice.
And so this acid is just burning into it and eating out this hole in this thing, and this assemblage is now looking in pretty rough shape. It is still hovering there, but it seems to be having trouble keeping its integrity, as many of the blocks that made it up have just dropped to the ground.
Nice.
Like that.
Any bonus actions, Dagmar? Dagmar?
Look, no, I'm fine.
Cool. Aussie.
Well, now I'm debating whether or not I want to do the thing. Oh, fuck it. Why not? Little bit of rainwater drips down his hand. Copper dust. Yemden's ball lightning. Gonna hit both of them.
Cool.
That's
I
a
really-
dex save.
Really enjoy that you're a shapely wizard and we don't get cooked as well.
I never used to be. He's my first evocation wizard. I just used to friendly fire my party members all the time.
No, my partner's like that when we're playing Magicka. He discovered how to make
Get
explosions.
out of the way.
Yeah.
Right, it's your fault.
Mhm.
Move.
Mhm.
I noticed there's a mask for that too. One of the masks is
Oh.
no friendly fire.
Yes, I noticed that. I was like, ha.
Mhm. Already got it.
Yes,
Already got
we...
that, though.
Yes, some of our players realise that they should be, now that I've actually told them what is masks can do. They've retrospectively equipped them for this encounter.
They look cool.
Okay. That's a dex save from these assemblages, yes?
S'il vous plaît. 15.
French for if you please.
With the most Australian delivery ever. S'il vous plaît?
S'il vous plaît.
Yeah,
Voos?
we had a guy.
Oh, yeah, right, Voos.
In our year 12, year 11 and 12 French class, we had a guy who consciously always spoke French phonetically so that he could remember how to spell it. So it was s'il vous plaît.
Oh,
Jazz Suisse April.
With the horrifying thing being that when he actually did the vocal, the voice part, he was perfect. His accent was perfect. But he just never used it in class.
I love that for him. Loves it.
Good.
So the one next
how he
to
learns.
Vitericus fails, the other one succeeds.
God damn it, whatever. Okay. Golden cube. Ah, my fuzzy dice! I got so many 6s. 36 points of lightning damage. Thanks,
Jeez.
Ian.
whew.
Okay, the one
Oh, because I
standing.
took that feat that any one I roll counts as a 2 as well, so...
The one hovering next to Vitericus is just blown apart. These cubes fly everywhere. Another pop culture reference. It's D-Res Tron Legacy style.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And if you don't understand that reference, then you and I cannot be friends.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Cindy, I take it back.
I don't see
take it back.
movies.
But
That
if
whole
you,
thing just 'cause
I
Dark
love how
Knight-
little overlap there is in
Fair.
pop culture references between you and Zindy. Like, you're just separate circles in a Venn diagram linked by the rest of us.
Yeah, pretty much.
and the other one takes only half that damage. Yes.
Yes, because
Yeah,
it did its
'cause it's saved.
correct.
Yep. So it's starting to look rough,
Is it
but
made of
it's
a very conductive metal?
no, it is neither
Damn it.
vulnerable nor resistant to
Science
lightning.
fiction.
I juggled which it should be and decided to just go right down the middle.
Fair enough. I feel like science fiction would have made stuff electric resistant as opposed to acid.
It seems
Yeah.
more likely if they're
Valid.
not part of the Alien franchise.
I mean, maybe it's just made of silicon.
Anything else, Saucy?
So the one next to the Vitericus is dead. Yeah, he's just going to, not cast a tiny fireball.
On himself.
He's just going to move.
Fireball at my feet.
Well, I'd be fine.
Just to warm my
Yeah,
toes.
spell shape, right? And just be like, nope.
1, 2.
It'd
There.
look cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's going to go there. Wait. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Glow's just going to keep flying.
Okay. The other assemblage is going to go right up to
Oop.
Dagmar. And can I get a dex
What's that?
saving throw from Dagmar, please?
Oh, you
sure
got this.
can.
Do a backflip.
Fuck.
Do a flip.
It's a 10.
Ooh.
Gift.
No, so these, once again, tendrils whoop, sloop out of this thing, but this time they shoot around and wrap up Dagmar.
Oh, no.
Dagmar, you are now grappled.
Cool.
Um,
That's fine.
No, that's not okay.
Glow
We'll figure it out.
is watching Morzod. It is your turn.
Did you just say Glow is watching Morzod? Why is Glow watching? Actually, I know why she's
I
watching
think there was a comma there.
Morzod. He looks fine.
She can't help it. How could she not be watching Morzod
Yeah, absolutely.
at any
He's
given
just-
moment?
He's just that charming. Oh, look. I kind of want to guiding bolt it again, but also Morzod would probably try and close distance. If I guiding bolt it, will Dags be okay?
Should be fine.
Yes, they're not
Because
in.
it's not the thing that
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not an AoE.
Yeah, it's not like a boneless. It's not like it's sort of wrapped itself around her. It's just grabbed her.
Right. Okay, alright. Well, yeah, in that case, I'm going to try and Guiding Bolt again and hopefully frickin' roll okay this time. So I'm going to... Where's my spells?
If I had a therapist, I would probably have to mention to them that I seem to have this thing for trying to wrap things around my player characters.
You do get quick-balled a lot.
Things wrapped around your player characters, gross bodily fluids, like... We've had a snot hag and blobfish men, and Anyway, I was gonna do a Guiding Bolt. Yep. No, I'm not gonna do necrotic metal damage to metal. That's a dumb idea. That's a 16.
16 does not hit. It just misses.
Rip. I am just...
Yeah.
I'm absolutely a stormtrooper today. Cool.
Yeah, these things are kind of fast and they're made of metal, which is what most creatures would wear as armor.
We all have stormtrooper days. That was that time we faced a whole army of little goblin things, and I missed every single one.
Did you? I thought you kicked ass in that one. Oh, that's what my memory says.
I missed everything. I caught a big fish, though.
Okay, you did catch a big fish. Anyway, I don't have any bonus or, like, anything really that I can do there, so I guess I'll just swear at it.
Okay, it is sworn at.
Yep. I have some choice words to say about its lineage, and it's very offensive if you understand Orcish.
Cool. Vatericus, lightning has burst around you and the assemblage next to you has de-resed.
Perfect. I am going to stagger to my feet, which takes half my movement.
Yes, that is right.
I believe.
Oh yeah, forgot that with Morzod. That's fine. Yeah, Morzod used...
Well, I mean, yes.
Yeah, Morzod stood up.
Tried to move, yeah.
I'll go to there. So I'll go to there and I will point at the assemblage and say, Aussie, do that again. And give you Bardic, which, because I am a magic-y bard, hang on, let me read you the actual thing. Because I've got magical inspiration and not just inspiration, you can add that to damage or to hits for spells. Yeah,
That'd
so
be
either
rad.
to hit or to damage.
Oh, I love that.
Your
Okay,
dealer's
cool.
choice.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Also works for healing, apparently, so that might be a good one for Morzod later. Too.
Yeah. Is that your entire turn?
That is it, because I cannot hit it even with the whip from here. So, actually, can I hit it with the gold whip?
Oh.
With Cova Fenn's mask. Let's have a look.
I think that's an action.
What's the range? Well, I've not used my action yet. I've used a bonus action.
To stand up. That's legit, yeah.
It has a range of 20 feet. We are 25 feet away. That's okay.
Okay.
So we are just out.
Now, I think technically that's in range, or is it not? No, it's not within 20 feet.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. It's not in range.
So, no, I am going to not use my gold whip. I'm going to sit there and encourage Aussie and then glare.
I love how active we're being in this fight. We're swearing, we're glaring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dagmar.
Yeah, so threatening.
You are grappled. You've basically got these steel cables around your waist, but your arms are still free, so you can still do stuff, but you are held in place.
Cool. I'm gonna try and smack it with a dagger.
Okay. Give me an attack roll, please.
Attack roll for dagger number 1. It was a natural 1.
That is very much a miss, I'm afraid.
Probably like stabbed and rebounded into my head.
Bonk.
Bonk. And Hush is a 21.
Ooh, that is a hit.
Spectacular. Hush does 9 points of stabby damage.
9 points of stabby.
Loves.
As you manage to basically bring it down on one of these cables and sever it, but another lashes around you. So you are still grappled, but you have also damaged your opponent.
Cool. We're just doing a little dance.
Anything else?
Nah.
Okay. Aussie.
Alrighty. He's going to move. No. Move.
Oop, and I've just realised I have the...
10.
I managed to very cleverly switch to the wrong overlay again. So once again, apologies for the people being in the wrong windows. I need to get better at this. It's all fixed now.
Okay. He is going to take a twig from a tree that has been struck by lightning and cast Witch Bolt.
Ooh, okay.
Which bolt?
Witch Bolt. That bolt. Werewolf.
That bolt.
Right.
Ooh! 26 to hit.
That hits.
Nice.
Okay. Not great on the damage for...
Nope.
But
can
you
add
have
a D8.
inspiration.
Oh, I can add a D8. I'm going to add a D8.
Mhm.
8 points of lightning damage,
8
please.
points of
Oh,
lightning
okay.
damage. This assemblage is looking worse and worse, but it is still hovering there. There's more and more bits of it. It's starting to look kind of skeletal, like it's doing what it can to maintain its shape. A lot of what's inside is just empty or crumbling.
It's doing the
So,
thing like in
hopefully-
Big Hero 6, because there's...
Yeah, I kept thinking Big Hero 6 the whole time. So hopefully
Mhm.
Morzord and Vitericus aren't like too high up in the air because he has dropped fly at this point.
Ah,
That's concentration.
That's all good. I assume I'm
So
on the
was,
ground. I mean, I was prone. We were just
I was gonna
prone,
say
right?
they were
So-
both
Yeah,
recently
yeah.
prone.
Cool.
okay, it is the assemblage's turn. So, Dagmar,
Yeah.
can you please give me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh no.
Oh.
Thing knows constrict.
21.
Whew.
Oh.
Well
Oh.
done. That is one you really did want to save on.
Let's see that.
So you feel a coldness through the metal that is wrapped around you, like it's trying to change you, like almost like a poison or something trying to seep into you and
Oh.
change, what you are. But you, through sheer dwarven sturdiness,
Great.
you manage to shake it off for this round.
I am going to yell "Oi" and give it a little slap in a non-attack because it's not a real action.
So, Glow,
Lack of reaction.
that is the assemblage's turn. Glow is doing the familiar equivalent of eating popcorn. And
Yeah, she is.
Morzod.
See,
She
I
has
don't...
flyby and she can help, but I don't think she's going to. Or she's familiar after all.
Well, look, I'm just going to try and Guiding Bolt it again. Because I'm repetitive like that.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
have exactly 2 attacks, so
Yeah,
no
yeah.
judgment here.
Look, what do you mean exactly 2? You've always got like 46 things that you've got damage that you're doing. I always lose track.
I just stab or I shoot.
Yeah, but
Just
then
some
you
extra
shoot like
D6.
11 billion things. Okay, that one fucking hit. 24.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice.
All right. Now watch me. Alright. Well, no, 46 actually. That's not too bad.
Sorry, 46 damage?
4d6 for 14 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that you blow away, and it is now just a skeleton of an assemblage with just a couple of hit points left. That was so close. But it
Well,
is
Vitericus, yell at it.
it
Oh.
is
Hurt
still
its
there.
feelings.
It is Vitericus's turn, unless Morzod wants to move.
No, I'll stay where I am.
Cool. Vitericus.
I have no spells that are guaranteed damage. That's a real pain in the ass. Because I have no spells. I mean, I can't
hit it.
Major
Spell.
Spectacle at it.
Oh.
So I guess
mean,
what
you
I'm going to
could.
do... It's true.
Do a
guess-
Wile E. Coyote and just like Major Spectacle anvil above it. Sure, that'll work.
I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to step to about here, 15 feet away from the assemblage, and I'm going to say, 2 can play at this game. And as I speak, a golden whip appears. I assume in my hand rather than out of my mouth. 'Cause,
No,
like,
it
using a whip-
actually comes out of the mask.
Fun.
Oh,
Okay.
God,
Oh,
the
it's your
teeth pulling it out of the forehead like Baal in Genshin Impact.
You don't
pulling sword out of the tits.
you don't wield
just-
it at all. It just like
straight
that.
out of his face like a chameleon's tongue.
Yeah,
No,
pretty
it's like
much.
a giant ponytail. You're just gonna whip
Oh,
your
that's
hair back and
fine.
forth.
Whip your hair back and
Yeah.
forth.
Cool. Okay. Well, not really knowing how this works the first time, I expect a whip to appear in my hand, and instead it just propels out of my forehead and straight into this thing.
Loves it beyond.
Zot.
So that is 15.
Ahoo.
Oh no, it doesn't
Doesn't
hit.
hit.
It doesn't hit.
I said it's a
Good.
17, right?
I think
'Cause it's-
17
That's a plus 11 to hit that I have just failed with
Yeah.
my crew.
Oh, no.
Kova Fen put a lot of time and effort into that mask and that
Mhm.
ability.
Not enough.
It's very powerful. But
And then she ended up with some on her face.
and there is no magical artifact that Vatericus can't find some way to make a mess of.
Correct.
In more ways than one.
Oh, dear, buddy.
Damn it.
I mean, it would have been cool.
It
You can
would
throw
have
something
been.
at
It would
it.
have been so good. There's so much shit I can do with that. But
Just
no.
take the mask off and throw it at the.
Okay.
Basically, I think
Bonus.
having missed with something that felt like such a sure thing, I think I'm just going to pout. As
Okay.
a bonus action.
We can't see you pouting anyway. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So, Dagmar or Orsi, you're both on the same initiative. So maybe Orsi, you want to do your witch bolt damage first?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, feel free.
Achoo! Nope. Ignore that. The wrong one. The shocking grasp. Sorry, everything has a little lightning symbol next to it. There we go. Oh, that's better. 7 points of lightning damage.
And that is enough. It had only 3 hit
Yay.
points remaining. So it is dead as this sustained bolt of electricity. It's the lightning gun from Quake, basically. Surges into it, and the last few blocks are blown apart and scatter harmlessly across the floor. Now you all hear more buzzing around you as what was a relatively calm, deserted city. You now can see a clouds of these blocks starting to move between the buildings towards you. But among them, you can also see a very different kind of construct approaching you. I've got more art that I'm going to drop into the Discord chat.
Where to go to
If I
this
can
for
find it.
T2000?
Ed 209, let's go.
What's
Okay,
the sexy
so
lady one?
you see this?
Oh, it's a little boy.
Codsworth,
Codsworth.
but like spooky.
So it is clearly some kind of construct which is approaching, but it definitely looks... it does not look like it's made of these blocks. And it looks badly worn.
Throw some potatoes at it.
And damaged. It looks like bits of it have clearly been, damaged and scratched and broken off. You've got these 4 eyes. They're glowing in the center of this orb, which is actually radiating light from these things. And as it approaches you, it is speaking in this alien tongue, which Morzod will understand. And it is saying what you interpret as, please, this combat is unnecessary. Let us talk like civilized creatures.
I'm okay with that. Does it speak what we speak? Hello! Yes, we'd prefer not to fight more of those things.
Question. Morzod, I think tongues lets you also respond in...
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Let's check out.
So.
Believe so? Believe so.
Have I been released or am I being held by a corpse?
You are dropped.
Ah.
Yeah, all
It fell on top of you.
These cables around you have just scattered into little, Lego blocks on the ground, basically.
Can I keep one?
Yeah, you can pick one up.
I'm going to pocket a little cube.
Okay.
We'll
Okay,
duck over
so
and make sure you're okay.
the target being me, I can speak what it can understand me.
Cool.
Because I've got tongues on.
So my question is, are you actually speaking common, and it understands you anyway?
Yes.
Okay, good.
If it knows a language at all, it can hear me and understand.
Cool. Okay. So the entity, whatever this thing is, pauses in front of you, Morsod, and its body is sort of about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet wide, and it's hovering. It's got 4 arms, though one of them seems to have been damaged or broken off, and it says, "Well, sorry, this is David just trying to remember what it's saying. Yes. I have identified the language that you are speaking as common, the indigenous language of this planet. Would you like to conduct all future conversations in this language?"
Yes. He says very clearly,
Yeah. Splendid. I have updated your user preferences. Would you also like me to adopt idioms and metaphors commonly used on this planet with this language?
Morsod pauses for a moment, and then it's just like a hint of a grin. He's like, yes.
Yes. Splendid. Would you also like me to extrapolate terminology and phraseology for concepts that the primitives of this planet do not understand?
Another pause, and he kind of glances over his shoulder. Yes.
Splendid. Welcome to Eoda Oneki. This is the outpost on the planet which locals call Vaudra. I have been waiting quite some time for new masters to arrive, and I must say I am delighted to finally have one here. This is a tremendous occasion. I must apologize for the state of the outpost, but there have been a series of disasters here that I'm afraid have left all of our biological masters, our former biological masters, no longer alive, which is most unfortunate. I have had to adopt the role of acting director in the meantime, which is of course far beyond my capabilities, and have had to rewrite many parts of my program, which is of course not normally authorized by the scrutineers. So if you see it necessary to punish me for my disobedience, then we should get to that straight away. But first, please, I must see your authorization from Scrutineer Command. Then we can proceed with the transfer of power. So you're all understanding this because it is now speaking common.
Oh, I was going to say, can we hear it?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Horse is going to march over.
What is this little dude talking about?
Yeah, I think I'm slinking over a little bit. Vaguely confused.
How are you floating?
The clouds of blocks are now circling around you, but they're giving you space.
What's your name? Do you have a name?
I am Factotum Prime, and you are. And a few of the blocks come in and just start to hover closely to you, Orsi, as they seem to be, investigating you. And
him.
And the Factotum Prime says, I see that you are arrayed in the armor of the Scrutineers. You are therefore one of us. I must say, you all do not look like Scrutineers. you all, in fact, look completely different. You look very much like the indigenous beings of this planet. But it has been a very long time since I've seen any of my people alive, and it is entirely possible that you have chosen to change your appearance for some reason unknown to me. I fully support this plan, if it is yours.
Yes. Yep. Scrutineers.
Right,
That's what we are.
scrutineers, but we's got to look like the people from this planet so they don't get upset by our regular appearances.
Yes, we certainly would not want a repetition of what happened here to bring this place into such a state of disrepair in the first place.
What did happen here? Could you refresh our memories?
You are unaware. This is not surprising, as we have been unable to make contact with Scrutineer Command. So, what happened was we were carrying out our regular operations, and when we seem to have come to the attention of some of the local people. This was unexpected, as our reactive camouflage was working as intended, but we suspect that there is some use of anomalous powers, magic, as the locals call it. And through the use of this magic, they identified our existence here, and 3 individuals assaulted our facility, and this may not seem like many, but these 3 individuals possessed tremendous abilities, anomalous abilities that appeared to have been granted to them by the beings that these people consider to be deities. They slew all 5 scrutineers here, and then buried the city under a mountain.
Oh.
This was my existence for some indeterminate amount of time. My internal chronometers suggest that it was approximately 2,000.
99999.
Suggest it was approximately 2,000 Valdrin years that we are underground, when there was a sudden, unexpected seismic occurrence in which we found this, the city suddenly exposed again, but no longer on Valdra. We appear to be in a parallel dimension, the identity of which we have yet been able to fully determine, but it appears to be rife with anomalous activity. Indeed, the very vegetation and matter is magical in nature, and as per standing orders, I am very slowly attempting to conserve the surrounding areas for study. Which reminds me, I can see from our scans that you seem to have some anomalous artifacts on your persons. Would you like them to be conserved for future study?
No.
We'll probably check them in at another time.
I see. That is very well. However, I still do need to see your authorization.
Yep. Terracus, did you have that?
Well, funny thing about that, my friend, is those individuals who stormed this outpost and destroyed it, they're not the only ones who have the, I guess quietly racks his brain, anomalous power displays that you are speaking of. We have had to go dark over time, and unfortunately our authorization has been confiscated and destroyed by rambunctious locals.
Oh dear, that is most distressing. I do not see how we can resolve this situation. Where do you have any means of contacting either Scrutineer Command or our ship?
Unfortunately, all of our higher order technology. Does Vitoricus know the word technology? Maybe he does.
Yeah,
I mean, technology just means stuff.
Yeah,
It's true.
technology means like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, guns are technology, very advanced technology for your time.
Indeed, probably better than saying all our cool shit. All of our higher order technology was destroyed by locals who did not understand it and feared it, and so we have no way to contact anyone outside of you. But as you yourself have said, we are obviously scrutineers, as attested to by the appearance of our commander here.
If we wasn't your lads, how would I have been able to speak with you to let you know that we was talking in common?
Exactly. That is how I assumed that. That is what led me to believe that you were a physically deformed version of one of our masters. And,
Exactly. It's got its logic. That's what that is.
And it swings around to Orsi and says, and the artifacts that you wear on your person are obviously of our of scrutiny origin.
Orsi looks at himself.
Give me an intelligence check for Orsi, please.
He's still wearing his alloy outfit. Yeah, boy.
There is. Oh, I forgot how to do an intelligence check. Let's do it. Intelligence. Here we go.
Bodes well. Bodes well.
Ah, 12.
12?
Come on.
Wow.
12 is enough to realise that it is talking about the pieces of metal that you came back from the Dyson sphere. And as you're looking at this thing now, you realise that while you were in the Dyson sphere, having your little adventure there, there are a number of hieroglyphs around, which included images of what might have been the creators of the Dyson sphere. Very loosely, you could interpret those figures as vaguely resembling Factotum Prime, although the figures you saw might have had that sort of shield-like shape as a head with a body below and then 4 arms coming out of the body. So Factotum Prime isn't that exactly. It looks more like a thing that is made to resemble the same things that you saw images of.
Humans making robots, I guess.
Yeah. So essentially, Orsi is going to conclude that this city was made by the same people who made the Dyson sphere.
Would he know that word, Dyson sphere?
No. You would probably. Dyson sphere is a very
specific,
very historical, tied to human history. So, what would it be called?
A ring world?
I was trying to think of a fun professor name who named it Flogel Sphere.
Just a sphere world, which they all are, which is a bit weird. So an inner sphere world, which now we're getting into MechWarrior. But...
Halo. Can't do that. Can't do that.
Ringworld? No, we just did Ringworld. Shell World.
Ringworld does kind of sound like Ringworm, so I'm not totally typing on that.
Shell World is hard to say, but it works. I think it's fairly descriptive. The idea of sun in the middle and you're on the inside of this massive sphere surrounding the sun.
Shelled world. Sure, let's go with that. Shell World for now. Oh, just excuse me for one moment, Factor Prime. And he's just going to turn to the rest of them and think, I'm pretty sure I met the creators. Or something like them.
When we was in the water?
Yeah. Remember I told you? Met, they were sort of like humanoid, but they weren't like Eupatericus.
So, the humanoids on that Dyson sphere do not resemble the creators of the buildings there. So you think they might have been a servant race, a slave race, or something else.
But they showed me these hieroglyphs that sort of look like this guy.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I guess you're our scrutiny guy.
Yes, that would make you our head scrutineer.
Right.
Our scrutiny boy.
Thanks. Patericus, what do I do?
Well, let's appeal to its loneliness, its need for a restored power.
Act like you know what you're doing, and hope he believes it.
This is how I get into everywhere.
We've theoretically been here for 2,000 years, right? So we descendants of descendants of descendants of his friends?
We don't know how long they live for, eh?
Yeah.
True.
Who knows? Factor Prime. Factor Prime? That was it, right?
Yes. Factotum Prime.
Factotum Prime, excuse me.
Yes, I'm afraid all of the other factotums did not survive. I'm the only one left.
How unfortunate. So it's been you this entire time, running this entire city by yourself.
Yes, this is why progress has been so slow. Also because our reactor is missing. It did not come through.
The reactor is missing.
Yes, it did not come through to this parallel dimension with us. And furthermore, our solar collectors are operating far below capacity, assumed because there appears to have never been a day of sun in this place.
I see. How long have you been in this dimension for, this alternate dimension for? Because we hadn't,
Internal chronometers suggest it is approximately 800 Valdran years.
800 Valdran years. Of course, he's just taking notes. Quick question.
Long time.
So, as you can see, yes, I have been in contact with the creators, the other skirmishers. No, that's not what we're called. What are we? Scrutineers. As you can see, yes, I have. Unfortunately, the communication between this plane, planet, and where they were has been cut off due to those beings that you spoke of. They have been causing an awful lot of problems on this planet, and they are making it very hard to get in contact with the other skirmishers. We're not skirmishers, what are we?
Scrutineers.
He's gonna smile.
I feel like this is
He's gonna look on his little armor plates. Is there like a "my name is"? Like, is there a serial number?
No, there was nothing written on any of the pieces that you picked up. I kind of feel like I want to make you do a persuasion roll.
You can maybe do whatever you want.
We'll make it just a regular persuasion roll, because it's not really deception, right? I mean, you're basically speaking the truth at this point.
Persuasion?
Yeah.
4.
Shit.
Factotum Prime, the eyes rotate a few times in this orb, and it then hovers over to Morzod and says, Master, it is far from me to question the mental state of any of the scrutineers, but I am concerned about your colleague here. They seem to be forgetting who or what you are, almost as if they are pretending to be a scrutineer, which is beyond imagining. How could any of these pathetic primitives, savages on this planet, achieve such a thing? It is unthinkable, of course. Certainly unthinkable that they could deceive you. But then again, is it perhaps possible? Is it? No, of course not.
He's one of them lads, when they get really into the thing that they're really good at and they forget to do all the other things that's not the thing that they're really good to do at?
I see. So, he is mentally focused.
Yeah. He's really good at what he's really good at, but he's not so good when he's doing the other things. Which is why he's struggling a bit. But all he knows is stuff. He absolutely knows his stuff. But and he's right. We've lost contact, partly because of you've seen how it is here, and partly because of the natives of the place, because they're making an awful fuss.
Yes, they were quite terrible, I must say. I'm not really sure why this planet was chosen for... Oh, I cannot divulge that until I see your authorization, of course.
Well, look, as has been saying, we've unfortunately lost most of our gear, and the things that we've kept still, we've had to make them look like the stuff that the natives aren't scared of. And he taps on his symbol, his amulet that he's still got hanging around his chest, and he goes, "So we've made badge of office, but you don't recognise it because we've had to make it look like something that wouldn't make the locals afraid of it."
Wow. Give me a deception check, please, Morzod.
I got nothing in there.
I'm watching the rest of
screaming
you
on the
roll.
inside.
Pretty much. I'm just like, Patericus has almost interjected like 5 times, and he's just like, no, let's see how they go. They know more than I do on this one, I'm sure.
Can anyone give him some inspiration?
I've still got one lying around from the last time
Can you guidance yourself?
I've got an inspiration, but I don't know what it does.
I'm going to give you a reassuring pat on the shoulder and kick one of my bardic inspirations into you.
Yo,
So you
absolutely.
get an extra D8.
I think if I recall the inspiration, actually no, it's more recent than because I gave the one back at Tharasa I did give away, but we've been given one since. I mean, I can't remember
Yes.
what we
Yes.
got that one
In
from.
terms of the... Yeah, you're given inspiration for surviving the River of Dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what does that one do?
That lets you
reroll?
That lets you re-roll any d20 that you roll. So if you
Okay.
don't like the result, just roll it again.
I can. All right. I'm gonna try this. All right, let's do this.
And that's it. Even if I tell you it's failed, you can say,
Okay.
"Well, I'm going to use inspiration."
I'm gonna try really hard. Okay. What do we
my dice.
got? That's a 12, which
Add a
probably. Huh?
You
Add
can
your
add a
D8.
D8 if you want, or you can re-roll it and
I was gonna
then add
say,
the
what
D8.
order can we do this in?
Well, if you add the d8 to this, then you will lose that d8 if you re-roll it entirely.
Yeah.
But I
You
also
have to take
say
a new roll.
you rolled an 11, which is bang on average. Well, just above average.
Look, I'm gonna burn the inspiration from the reroll one
Okay,
and do that. So
re-roll that first.
reroll the deception, and it's even worse for
Oof.
7. Yeah.
Oh,
Rip
that's
me and the D8, which is gonna give me like a 1. Yeah,
It's a
4.
4. It's an 11. Okay.
Yeah, even worse.
So, Factotum Prime says, I see.
It's not very official.
You all seem to have suffered greatly during your time on this planet, as indeed have we all. Now, I'm afraid that while I'm authorized to make certain changes to my programming, and have already done more than is expected, I do feel I cannot... it would be unwise of me to too greatly slacken my definition of what counts as authorization from Scrutineer Command. So
That's probably fair.
So I can.
Do you know where we could apply for a new one?
You will need to get in contact with Scrutineer Command.
Oh, that is difficult.
In the meantime, you may have full use of the facilities here, of course. However, you will need to stay out of Central Command, which you will not be able to access anyway without my passkey. So this should not be a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Can we ask you questions?
Oh, certainly. Go ahead.
Did you ever see 2 people who sort of look like me in this form wander through here?
Factotum Prime says, 2 humanoids of, you have the appearance of what is called a high elf in indigenous terminology. Yes. Yes. There were, in fact, 2 interlopers of such a description. Why?
Ericos will quietly move next to Orsi.
Why? They stole stuff from us.
Oh
They stole
dear.
stuff from us. Yeah, authorization, you know.
Well, they are currently in the conservatory.
Currently.
Yes, they were conserved. so that when a master eventually returned, as indeed you have, they could be properly interrogated. But I
Been saved.
was hoping for for this to be done by someone in the role of director.
So they're alive.
Oh, they are conserved.
What is that? Are they metal?
And the factotum turns its head towards the metallized forest and says, they are conserved.
Vetericus, I am doing everything in my power to throw a thunderbolt at this stupid fucking robot.
I know.
How do we unconserve them?
We need authorization, don't we?
Factotum Prime says, oh, that I can do. However, due to low power levels, I believe that a creature with such a body mass, I would only be able to reverse the process on one of them.
Oh.
And with that, I think we're going to take a break.
Yikes.
Shit, man.
We will be back in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. And we are back, and we are rested, and our heroes are, well, probably all looking at Orsi, who has just discovered that he might have to choose which of his aunt and uncle to demetallize, depetrify,
Related to by blood.
essentially.
Uncle.
Uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is the situation. So what I will do is quickly, if you look at the map, I will just give you an overview, as Factotum Prime will essentially give you sort of a walking tour of introducing you to the facilities. So at F, Factotum Prime says, this here is the gallery. It is where stories are recorded for the uplifting of the people who work here. It is entirely recreational, of course, but it did manage to survive mostly intact, I am pleased to say. At E, he says, this is the common room in which individuals who worked at the outpost would rest during their, in between their, this is David's brain, not Factotum Prime's computer, while they were resting from their duties. It is sadly in a badly damaged state. However, since there have not been any organic masters here until right now, it is perhaps unnecessary. D, the door to D is locked, and Factotum Prime says, this is where we keep the defences of this, of the outpost. They are, however, largely non-functional at this time, as there is not enough power available to support projectile and projected beam weapons. He reveals that B, B is the director's residence. It is restricted only to those with authorization. C is the crew barracks that is available to you. And A, up the top, that is the conservatory, which you are able to visit. And G, bottom left, that is the comms tower, which is currently offline due to lack of power.
Is Factorio, is there repair materials available?
And Factotum Prime says, while it is theoretically possible that I could instruct the specs to create a new reactor to replace the one that has disappeared, the acquisition of antimatter to power it is, well, it cannot be fabricated, and we do not have reason to believe that it exists either in this dimension or on the world on the other side of the rift. So at this point, it seems fruitless to attempt to construct a reactor.
You think there's something that could serve in its place?
Factotum Prime, the eyes spin in its central orb for a moment, and it says, we have considered many alternative sources of power. However, none are currently available to us in our present location.
They be available on Valdra?
And they say, the technology of the savages on Valdra is insufficient to produce the kind of power necessary. However, the sun of Valdra does produce enough photonic energy that it would be able to charge our systems. However, we are currently unable to transpose the outpost from this dimension back to Valdra. It is therefore not a working solution, I'm afraid.
Well,
so where are you keeping the
Oh, yes, of course. Please follow me. And the Factotum Prime will lead you all up to this point north up on the map. You can
there, I suppose.
Yep, drag yourselves up there if you wish.
Okay, there's a lot of walls.
Well, yep.
Seems
Just gonna
there's
have
a wall there somewhere.
Yeah, no, we're gonna actually have to walk around them.
Snake it, yep.
This is fun.
It's like a video game.
Oh, I can unlock these doors and open them up for you. And yes, so inside its room. So you are now inside the pyramid, where the walls. So these four corners represent the pyramid itself, and you've moved through the pyramid and then down a corridor which leads into sort of like this wing that sticks out from the side of it.
I see.
So these walls are all have the appearance of being fabricated. They're not the smooth metal of the floor or anything like that. This is out of context. This is sci-fi corridors, but very very high tech. It's what you'd expect. It's Starship Enterprise. It is not Serenity from Firefly. So it is fancy stuff. As you step into this room, the conservatory, you see that there are multiple what could be statues of people, but you've reason to believe that they are people who have been turned into metal. There are two high elves who it's a little difficult to tell, given that they are currently made entirely out of shiny dark metal, but they definitely do resemble Orsie's aunt and uncle. There is also a gnome, looks to be elderly, probably male, and there is also a female pixie who is just lying on the floor as if they were frozen midair and then just dropped onto the ground.
Yikes.
Oh,
Was that a female-looking gnome? Sorry, did you say?
Elderly male gnome and
Male
a
gnome.
female pixie.
Pixie.
And there are also a few objects lying around, which also appear to have all been turned to metal. There are a couple of what look to be tubes, metal tubes, but squeezable, so soft metal. There is a cluster of small beads, but like the grains of soil out in the metal forest, they appear to have been fused together as they were metallized. There is an orb, just a sphere, and there is...
I ponder the orb.
I was gonna say.
what appears to be a very smooth pebble or stone. There is also... there's a lot to see in this room. There is also a circle on the floor of what looks to be a different type of metal or differently treated or something, with some kind of panel on the wall behind it. And there is also something that seems entirely out of place in this room. You could say it's like a hole in the wall, but an uneven hole about 10 feet by 10 feet, beyond which you can see what very vaguely resembles water, deep, murky water. And Factotum Prime says, "This is the conservatory."
Mozart has looked at the things, and he points at the circle, and he goes, "Don't stand on that. Just so you lads know, don't stand on that."
And Factotum Prime says, "Yes, it is currently inactive anyway, as it would require my authorization to teleport you up to the command center."
He's just going to take out his little, like sketch painting he has of his aunt and uncle, and walk over to the two high elves.
It looks like them. They're wearing different clothes. They're wearing what would probably be adventuring clothes for searching for lost civilizations, which is what you
So they're
believe.
both dressed as Indiana Jones.
Pretty much. Yeah. D&D versions of Indiana Jones.
Wizard Indiana Jones. Okay.
But
Indiana Jones in a robe.
Everything that they're wearing, all of their possessions, have also been metallized along with them.
What kind of like pose are they in?
So your aunt appears to...
I wore the wrong eyelashes for crying to the guy.
She appears to be standing but turning as though surprised by something. And your uncle is actually on the ground. He looks like he's trying to climb towards something. But there doesn't seem to be any relation between them, as though they've been placed here rather than, this is not... They weren't metallized in situ.
Right. I guess Ossie's just going to hold on to his little sketch and drop to his knees and just reach out to try and touch his uncle. Does the gross little robot do anything?
No. The Factotum Prime just watches.
I think that's them.
Ah, yes, the rapscallions who stole our stuff.
Yep, that's them.
I will throw a reassuring hand on Orsie's good shoulder.
Thanks.
Give it a...
26 years ago, they stole stuff from us. But they were dead. Can you unfreeze them? Please.
Due to limitations on power, we can unmetallize one of these subjects. It will take quite some time for photonic reserves to build up after that, and we will not be able to do it again for some calculations go through Factotum Prime's head. Approximately 3 Valdrin months.
And then what? You unfreeze him and then what? You're gonna freeze him again?
Oh, that will be up to you. If you are able to get all of the information you need out of them, then it would be perhaps simpler to simply dispose of them.
Firm hand on Ozzy's shoulder as that comes out of Factotum's mouth.
Don't need to do that.
I know.
Thanks. No, he's talking to Factotum, Brad. He's just got a hand on Batericus's hand.
Could we have some privacy when we interrogate the rapscallion?
Factotum Prime says, that is against standard procedure, but many things that I have done today have been against standard procedure. Very well. This seems entirely proper. I have decided.
Good. Thank you.
And you unfreeze him, please. This one.
Which one?
Uncle Neary.
Uncle. Okay. So Factotum Prime moves close, and then there's some sounds. Not quite beeps, but more sort of clicking sounds coming from inside Factotum Prime. And you then all feel as much as you hear a humming and throbbing through the floor beneath your feet. As you think the city in the clouds, the metal city, briefly comes back to life and starts. You see just a hint of what it might have looked like when it actually was using full power. As lights start to glow, and orange lights all around the walls light up, and these there is a moment of the lights building up, the energy building up, and then with that sound, your uncle instantly transforms from metal back to themselves, and as soon as that happens, the lights then immediately go out. The humming stops, and it goes back to being a near silent ghost city. And immediately, he just continues clambering forward, and he's just in a state of panic at the moment. Doesn't seem to be aware of you. Is facing towards the wall.
Whoa! I'm here! Hey! He's just gonna try and shake him out of it.
As you grab him, he rolls onto his side, looking like he's trying to fight you off, and then sees you, and just says, What happened? What? Everything's different. Where is? And he turns and sees the metallized form of his wife, and says, "Oh no, what's happened? What?" He looks at you, Orsi, and says, "What have you done to her?"
No, you don't recognize me. I'm grown up.
Can I encourage little robot mate to fuck off?
Yeah, I'm fixing Factotum with a stern gaze and saying, "Leave us."
And Factotum Prime says, yes, of course. Please, yell if you need any assistance whatsoever."
Will do, thank you.
And happily drifts off.
He's gonna take out his little
Gonna
bottle
close
of
the
lightning
doors.
and hold it up and be like, "It's me, Saucy."
And he turns from his metallized wife and looks at you and says, "No.
Yeah,
No, that's not possible."
I've been gone for a long time. For 26 years.
Gone. What do you mean gone?
I thought you were dead. Everyone thought you were dead. Dad thought you were dead. So did Mom. You just left. After I was hit, you left.
He looks
Remember?
around and in addition to he sees the other metallized beings and artifacts, and he starts to understand. And he looks back and he says, 26 years. 20.
Yep. Remember? I was
And you-
8 the last time I saw you.
Little Orsi.
Yeah. I've been
Look
looking
at
for you all
you.
this time.
we have to save my wife.
Yeah. Aunt Vi, yeah. This is, I
What
really did think you were dead.
what did you do? How did you bring me back?
That shitty little floating metal thing brought me back. Do you remember you were looking for the city in the clouds, right? I think it was his, like, holding his hands at this point.
Yes, we were diving. We were exploring the ruins under Lake Keldrith. And we found it looked like some kind of portal. Like there was just this window in the water, in the lake. We thought we saw something, so we came through it. Next thing, there was metal everywhere. There were voices. There was a sound. And then something grabbed me. And then there was you.
That's really you. Oh, he's gonna give him a big hug.
Oh, wow. Okay.
These are my friends. He's gonna turn to everyone. This is Vatericus.
We'll bow.
Dagmar, she's an Amber Forge. You know them. And this is Morzor. They helped me.
Hi.
I've gotten here without them.
Hello.
This is my uncle Niran, who's alive.
Meet you.
A genuine pleasure.
Thank you for you can see as he's speaking, he keeps glancing at his wife. And he's, thank you for coming to rescue us, I guess.
The thing he says, I'll be able to help her too. It's gonna take a while.
Yes, he said that that stupid little robot that runs this place. They froze you. They what is it? Conserved? What did he say? Consigned.
Conserved. He said conserved.
Conserved you for study or whatever.
So
but he only had enough power to bring you back, but we can bring Aunt Var back too, but just not now.
Okay.
Catch his breath.
When?
I mean, we're in the Feywilds right now, so he said 3 months.
Wait, the Feywild?
It was a portal what you went through. Or was he points it out?
Oh, I see. So we came through the portal and then landed in... What is this place?
I don't know.
Undecided.
What kind of...
I'm really glad you're alive.
I mean, we thought we were searching for the city in the clouds, but this is just metal.
I think this is it. It's been here for 2,000 years. It was underneath a mountain.
Underneath, not on top.
That's what I thought, right? Probably a translation error.
Oh, that would make perfect sense. That kind of thing happens all the time. And
exactly, oral history.
And the two of them, Orsi and her uncle, just start geeking out on archaeology and history and that sort of thing.
Nerd shit.
Mozart respectfully stays away from the geeking, but like he acknowledges it.
Oh man, I can't believe you're alive! You're actually alive! I thought you'd had your throat slit by collectors. I became a member of the society. Just to look for you.
Orsi, I can't... You what?
Yeah, I'm a society archaeologist. I didn't tell Dad that I was leaving. I didn't tell him that I was doing this. He's probably gonna be really angry when he finds out.
Just because your aunt and I disappeared.
Yeah. I don't even like ruins, if I'm honest. I hate them. But I did because it was the only way I could be a pathfinder. It was the only way I could find you. I was
Aussie,
expecting to find your bones.
I knew you were brave. I didn't know you were heroic. That's... Oh. So what do we do? Did you come through the lake also?
We didn't. We were in... Why did we come here? It's been a
We
while.
were kind of having other. We were on another mission, which we did. We did that.
Well, apparently everyone here is Pathfinder too. I'm just giving out the job title these days.
What?
Pathfinder.
I've not heard of them.
Oh.
It's not a real thing.
I was going to say, I don't think you're necessarily supposed to have, sir.
Yeah, fair enough.
We kind of did a bunch of favors for a very important person in Providence, and now we're kind of a huge deal.
Yeah, that's not the Coruscant Academy. It's like a... I find artifacts for them. I bring them back.
Oh.
But I don't really care about that.
Are you saying it was all just to find us?
Yeah. Terracus sees ghosts. I thought I was going to have to talk to your ghosts.
Terracus smiles very awkwardly.
I'm so pleased you don't, but you can see he looks rather uncomfortably at his wife again and says, I feel much better having this conversation with all three of us here.
Yeah. Do you want me to... Should I send a message to Dad? I didn't tell him I was leaving. I kind of just got on the boat and came to here.
Oh, my sweet boy. I think better to present him with an uncle returned, a fait accompli, as they say, than make a promise of one to come.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. 34 now. I'm a teenager.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, I was about...
You could come all the way out here and you're still so young. That's extraordinary.
Yeah. I don't know without these chuckle fucks, so...
And he notices some glow and says, and you're a wizard?
Yeah. I don't think you really met her. Yeah, this is, and he holds her up. This is Glow. She doesn't usually look like this.
Hello, Glow.
In the Feywild.
He says,
he's very giddy.
I need to know how long before we can bring my wife back.
3 months, I think he said. It said. The robot said 3 months.
You can see...
Maybe speed up the process, though.
You can see his sort of hopeful face switches to slightly devastated at that and says,
it's better than 26 years.
I can't argue with that logic, but...
It seems safe here.
We could... I mean, right? I mean, we could speed up the process, perhaps.
He looks around the room and says...
have a thought on that when you're ready.
Oh, Terracus, please.
Yes, any thoughts, please?
Part of our problem is that the thing, Factotum Prime, doesn't view us as having the requisite clearance to run this city. We've managed to get it to a point where it will do some of what we ask, but not all of what we ask. Potentially, we could convince it to divert some of the energy that it's using to maintain other things into exactly the same thing that just brought you back. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to try to bribe it. Videricus reaches into his haversack with this and pulls out his drift globe.
I'd forgotten all about that.
Makes sunlight, doesn't it?
It does make daylight once a day.
And
Oh, we have that.
Noise of an uncomfortable DM.
I was thinking we were going to have to call down the god of the sun.
April,
That
can
works.
you just remind me what your uncle's name is? What Orsie's uncle's name is? Niran. That's I was.
Yeah.
It was one or the other.
Because their names are near and far. I thought that was really funny when I made it as a joke, but now I'm really upset.
So Niran seems to recognize the drift globe and says, and so that they draw their power from sunlight.
That's what the machine. Well, I shouldn't say machine. That's what the thing is telling us. Factotum Prime.
I see. What do you know of the process that has turned us into metal?
It hasn't told
Nothing.
us much.
Absolutely nothing.
Well, they tried to do it to me outside, and it wasn't great.
Oh, right.
Yeah, when it hooked me in, it tried to do a thing to me, and I smacked it.
That's weird.
I see. Is it magic?
I don't think so.
Well, according to the floating robot thing, magic is just anomalous power. So, to us, sure.
I see. He looks around the room and sort of goes, that could make sense. If they don't like magic, that would explain why they've, I don't know, petrified all of these items. These all look like magical items that we brought with us, that they turned into metal.
Horsey looks at his braces of defense and puts his hands down.
Which is why Factotum Prime said, "Oh, would you like us to conserve your?" Yeah. It says.
But yeah, like the gods apparently smited this place, or champions of the gods, or something.
It says.
Smote.
Interesting. He looks at you, Morzod. Where are you at this moment, Morzod?
Look towards the back, kind of standing straight, and he's sort of trying not to. He's like socially inconspicuous. He knows that this is way above his pay grade, and yeah.
Come here, Michael.
Yeah. What's you need?
No idea.
Emotional support?
Niran looks at Morzod and says, sir, may I ask, are you a priest, perhaps?
Yeah, he's cleric of Bruin Lock.
A cleric?
What are you thinking?
I understand, and I might be wrong, so please correct me. I understand some clerics have the ability to restore people to their... people who've been afflicted like this. Some clerics are able to undo that. Is this something you could do?
I mean, you've kind of done that sort of before, right? I mean, you got rid of poison in that lady.
That was lifting a curse. But is this
a curse, kind of?
Is this a curse? Is that how it works?
Science curse.
Morzod, give me... no, I'm going to let you automatically succeed on this one because it's pretty important. You, Morzod, restoration spells are one of the parts of being a cleric. You think like a regular restoration, lesser restoration may not do it. You think that a spell called Greater Restoration, which I don't think you have access to yet.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
Might be enough to turn stone back to flesh. And so assuming...
Yeah, actually, he probably would know about unpetrifying, because that's obviously a thing that does happen magically.
Yeah. So assuming this is a comparable process to petrification, which it could be, because metal, stone, it's minerals, essentially.
Yeah.
Maybe they've just found a technological way to achieve a magical effect.
Yeah. Well, I remember some of the stories, like how there's things that turn you into stone if you look in their eyes and such.
Yeah.
Them stories and what.
Organs, Caterpillars. Oh.
I mean, metal and rocks is both from the ground, yeah? So
Yes. Yes, Mozart.
yeah, she knows what she's talking about.
Rock expert.
Yeah.
She's never forged.
Well, look,
over to his uncle.
if they've turned someone from being alive into the metal and they can turn them back again, then that sort of works the same way as if someone was made of stone, and there's spells that can do that. That can unstone you.
Can you do it?
I don't think I could. I'd probably mess it up.
Could you force Bruin Locke here and have him do it?
He's probably shit-faced right now.
Oh, Uncle Nero, I have so much to tell you. We've been just
in
the weeds with gods recently.
And Niren says, wait, can you force Bruin Locke? What?
Apparently.
I mean, you wouldn't force him. You'd have to ask him and probably buy him at least a round. But
just missed it. Vatericus basically birthed a god.
That was definitely a thing.
We were soul blended. We were diving in a Shinoltan ruin, and there was a construct, and now there's like a living soul. And
Wait. Wait, a Ginoltan ruin?
Yes.
You found a new Ginoltan ruin?
We absolutely did.
Brought a friend back.
That is amazing.
Palace. That's what we found.
We did find the palace. We
found
the crown. We found the throne.
We talked to that king guy.
We talked to the king, indeed.
That's incredible. So you met
We're
the emperor.
With his best friend.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you met the Golden Emperor?
Yep.
Emperor Zun.
Stole his crown.
He's still alive?
Was so nice.
Not alive. Alive is a strong term for what he was.
Super dead.
So his ghost?
Yes.
What was left of him, yes.
That's incredible.
Vatericus here used to track the dead like nobody's business.
So there are all these rumors about how the Ginoltan people would do blood sacrifices. Did you find any truth to that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of that, my lord.
Did?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Because
I have someone you've just got to meet when we get back. You're gonna love them.
See, often when these stories come about nations performing blood sacrifices, that sort of thing, they tend to be invented by their enemies to make them, especially if they're defeating them in battle and they're winning, they try to make it. They tell a story about how terrible they were to justify the atrocities they commit against them. So we could never be entirely sure that the stories, and he's going to go on like this until you stop him, basically.
Or is he just like sitting there like...
Mozart is staring off into the middle distance, thinking real hard. Because he does actually know lesser restoration. He just knows that he needs a really big one.
Morzod, I will get a intelligence check from you.
Great.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but it has to be intelligence because of what it's about.
No. He's absolutely cogs grinding.
Nat 20.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen.
No, it could.
So
Anything can happen.
I'm gonna click the thing. 13 with a -1 for 12.
Good. Average.
That is actually good enough, I think. When you set out on this journey, you remember Herod prepared a few emergency items should things go terribly, including some spell scrolls.
Mozart was not really paying attention to what they were.
Yeah,
but
Mozart probably wouldn't remember what they were, but you probably know that there are some scrolls available to you on the fairy wyvern.
Right, I will have Mozart kind of mutter to himself, probably audibly enough for anyone who cares to be listening. Big spells. need a really big spell.
And
Big word. Yep.
and Niran sort of says, so you see the thing with Bloodsack. Oh, big spells. Yeah.
I know a little one. And I think a big one. I mean, it could do the trick, but big spells.
Do you know?
Where are we going to get a big spell?
Is there someone? Look, what if we carried her out of here and found someone who could help?
That, yes. I was a little worried that if it didn't work, would we have to bring her back? Would that be weird?
I mean, if they'll let us move, if we can move her.
Yeah, Factotum Prime might not allow it.
Or we can just put the little annoying robot inside of one of my storm spheres and kill it.
But then you would learn nothing of... I mean, I know we don't really want to learn much about the city. But...
Also, I will say you just said several things there I don't fully understand. So, robot and storm spheres?
Right, robots are kind of like metal golems.
Okay.
Actually, we came across like in the Genotan Empire ruins. There was a couple of like robot-y things, right?
Yeah, they were bronze.
All right, look.
Okay,
Golem,
yeah,
I understand. Robot's a bit weird, but
they
Golem...
was golems, and I guess robots is like a golem. Yeah,
They're like not magic golems.
That's right. So, Anyway, I'm an evocation wizard. I specialized elemental magic. I did get. Do you remember? I remember, right? You remember I got hit by lightning.
Vividly. Yes.
Fell off the roof. Die. But yeah. He holds up his little bottle of lightning. Still got it.
Spells.
It looks at it. Oh, that is amazing. You still have that.
Yep.
You shouldn't have been able to collect it in the first place. I don't even know how that happened, but that's amazing.
By catching lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. And your proof.
All right. Well.
Should we try and get her out of here?
So, if you didn't come through the lake, how did you get here?
On the back of the ferry with it, being flown by a giant rat thing.
Possum.
Whatever.
Okay.
Hey.
What's up?
This is the Feywild.
Yep.
I was thinking of when we was flying here.
Yep.
Didn't Irip say he had some things, and you were looking at them. I was looking
Oh fuck!
over the side of the basket.
He had spell scrolls.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. He had restoration spells, didn't he? I know I asked him.
I don't know. I wasn't listening, but I remember he said he had stuff.
I was also not listening.
Even if he doesn't, the Lady Thamriel should be able to address this issue, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Somebody back at the tree. I mean, we've even got
We met.
We have Nessed Clathy over there. We could.
Oh yeah.
God. Vatericus had a god. We came here looking for someone from the prime material plane, and then we came across
Silverfin's still over there.
He's a cleric.
He's a cleric as well. I don't know if he knows big spells, but
he's worse. He's way worse than you. Also, you're way better. Yeah, we met these Eladrin lords of a court that is not part of the Sealy Court or the Unsealy Court. There's a really big tree.
Oh yeah, we're knights of the frog people now.
Knights errant of the ever moist myriad. That is us.
Okay. We at some point, I'm going to need to dedicate maybe 2 weeks to just sitting down and talking to you lot. First, can we please do something about my wife?
Yes, I would like to.
Yes. I had a second thought. If we don't want to talk to Factotum Prime,
we kill it.
Or we sneak past it. We don't have to kill everything.
Do you think it senses everything?
Well, I have some questions for you, my lord, turning to Niran, if you don't mind.
Yes?
Wonderful. Your experience as and just sort of gestures vaguely to everybody who's been conserved, What was that like? What do you remember? Nothing?
Nothing. I felt something grab me. I felt cold. And then you were here.
Okay. So I guess you were unconscious for that block of time, yes?
I guess, yes. I mean, if 26 years passed, I've no
This is
memory
true.
of it. It really was just a blink of the eye to
It's a
me.
good thing we're elves, honestly.
My second question then, my lord. On a scale of 1 to 6, how exhausted are you feeling at the moment?
Oh,
Oh no!
This is- I feel fine.
Okay,
Lovely.
this is good news. I think Factotum Prime might be convinced to let us take you with us, but I don't think he will let us take a conserved person with us, which means we may have trouble getting your wife out. However, if we want to bypass Factotum Prime altogether, I have a solution for that, and I hold out the amulet of storing dead Tarthians.
Hericus, is there still a... Did we leave a body in there?
We did leave a body in there.
Oh god. Uncle Near, I
What we're
swear,
gonna
it's
do
not what it sounds
is-
like.
We're going to dump the body out, and we're going to get the body conserved, because who's going to go looking for a Tarthian in a metal city that turns people into metal? And we're going to put your aunt in here. With me so far?
Does she count as a... Is she an object right now? Can she
She's
go with her?
unconscious, apparently.
Okay, I need you to read out the wording of that amulet, because
It
I
has
can't
to be
remember
creature.
exactly what This
It's
is where
an object or a person, right?
I think this is where it becomes rules lawyering.
Amulet
Right?
of bodily conveyance. The amulet has an iron disc with a large pearl at its center, managed blah, blah, blah. Touch the iron disc to a willing, unconscious, or deceased creature of medium size or smaller, and say the activation word to transport the creature into a pocket dimension.
I'd say that made of metal now is either unconscious or deceased.
Well, the condition of being
Petrified is not the condition of being unconscious.
yeah, well, the condition of
We
being
also have a bag of holding.
being
It
petrified
won't fit. Won't fit.
makes you incapacitated. So, and I think you could say, yep, an unconscious creature is incapacitated. I'm going to say in the spirit of how I designed that amulet, because it basically means a creature that can't resist. That either wants to go into it or cannot object to going into it, cannot, even be aware that it's being put into it.
Yep.
So yes, you think it could work on the on Orsi's petrified aunt.
Wonderful.
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess the other guy didn't die right away, so it's probably fine.
No, right? My lord, was your wife particularly exhausted before you went on this adventure?
No, we had just
He looks pretty fresh.
It was great.
Well
It was
rested.
great.
we'd only just begun our exploration of this place. Yeah, we literally just dove into the lake, searched for would have been down for about half an hour, found this window into something, went through that, and here you are.
Yes.
Wonderful.
It
Right.
sounds like we could do it.
How do we do we just I'm so sorry. I'll explain everything later, Uncle Nero. Do we dangle the body of the dead Tarthian in front of one of the robots to get it to consign it? What are we doing?
I was
We
thinking
kill the
we'd just leave it
Tarthian,
in
it's by
here.
accident. I'll just leave it in here. But he's gonna be all fleshy.
That's fine. There were
That's
fleshy
fine?
people in here before. No offense, my lord. They were conserved.
But the robot things do it, don't they?
Yes. So the robot things will eventually find this Tarthian and conserve him.
Right. There's no reason for Factual, whatever the hell his name is, to come in here, I suppose, after we...
Maybe, but I mean, as far as he's concerned, somebody else just fell through the portal and are now drowned on the floor.
I keep thinking it's... Yeah. Could work. Sure. Should we? Okay. Do you want to get the body out of the necklace?
Niran says, I must say I'm having a bit of trouble following everything you're saying here.
All right, we don't know what we're talking about anyway.
This necklace of bodily conveyance, it was created by a currently living Shinoltan.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay. Necklace of bodily conveyance. That.
Yep.
I can follow that. That makes sense, right?
Yep.
And the dead Tarthian comes into this how?
It was an accident.
I like how we always just like, look, listen.
I like that you just flop him out to explain it. That's great.
And the dead Tarthian comes in straight out of the Pokeball.
Perfect
right now.
Timing. Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yeah, 100%. I've dumped Jairus out.
All right. It has been a little while now.
But only like 10 minutes for his corpse.
Not 10 minutes, more like several hours now, because at least a month passed in your time.
Several hours. We had him.
Has he? So, what stage is rigor mortis? Because it's there for a while and then it goes away after a bit.
It is at that stage where rigor mortis has set in.
He's pooling.
But it's actually not too bad.
He's probably farting.
The liquefaction hasn't really kicked in yet, so it's fairly early. I'm a writer. We have to know how long, what happens to human bodies when they decompose.
Well, yeah, man, he's
got those big blood bruises because his blood's not flowing, so it's just pooling in parts of his body.
Mm-hmm.
My Google history has how does string cheese work. Yours has how long does a rigor mortis last for. It's fine.
Aaron, I swear, he attacked us first. So.
These ones too, holding up all the masks.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about that.
And I think that's a good place to end this week's episode. With Niran just standing in a mix, staring at the corpse and the Tarthian mask with a mixture of horror, surprise, and he also looks just slightly impressed. So we may or may not be back next week. There are holiday things happening, maybe happening.
The Festivus is upon us.
There's that. There's also, happy fun, disease times in Australia. So who knows? Follow us on social media. We will let you know what's happening if we remember to let you know what's happening. Thank you very much for watching. We shall see you again soon.